Yeah.
My name is Colton Jones. I'm interviewing John Kirby on March 14th, 2017 at the Sparta Public Library in Sparta, Illinois. When and where were you born?
I was born in Paris, Illinois, 1953.
Who were your parents and what were their occupations?
My mom and dad, my dad's name was Ralph Kirby, my mom was named Dixie. My dad was a professional roofer, and my mother's just like I guess back then they would call them housekeepers or home, raising a family.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any siblings?
I have 3 siblings.
What are their names?
I got a brother, which is a year younger than me. His name is Jim Kirby. I got twin sisters named Candace and Sandy Kirby.
Have any of them served in the military?
No, just not me.
What were you doing before you joined the service?
Living in Champaign, Illinois, just doing odd jobs, working in a factory, which wasn't very good, and just trying to find a job that I liked. Then got to the point, time to do something else.
And what year did you join the service?
I joined the military in 1974.
How long did you serve?
3 years active and 3 years inactive.
Where were you living when you joined the service?
Champaign, Illinois.
In what branch of the military did you serve?
I chose the U.S. Navy.
Did you enlist or were you drafted?
I enlisted.
Why did you choose the Navy?
The old saying, see the world. That's what I wanted to do, see the world.
If you enlisted, why did you choose that? What happened when you departed for training camp and during your early days of training?
Well, you go to training camp, which we call boot camp in the Navy, which is in Great Lakes, Illinois. The big thing is just trying to get you prepared to be a sailor. They actually just kind of take everything that you was raised as a child and in school, flush it aside and go the military way. Make you think military, make you think ahead about 5 steps. So the big thing was just from civilian life to military life.
Do you recall any of your instructors?
Yeah, I remember one, my chief pay officer when I was in boot camp. He was pretty mean.
What do you think of basic training?
Basic training, like I said before, they're trying to train you to be a military, and if you did not adjust your life, then they make it hard for you. You just can't mess with the U.S. government. They've got lots of money invested in you, and they don't want you to waste their money. So your property. When you say I do at the recruiting station to serve the military, you're locked in until your term is up. So just getting to be just a way of life, because you're with about 60, 70 guys. You eat, you sleep, you all together all the time. You're always online.
In your opinion, what was the worst part of boot camp?
Running laps with a rifle above your head, screaming, "I'm a maggot." And then they make you do that if you screw up. A lot of times they make the whole platoon. If I screwed up, make the whole platoon, do the punishment. But if they catch you doing something stupid, which apparently I was, I ran around the corridor with a rifle above my head, screaming, "I'm a maggot." So that's pretty. That was no fun. And it's like late August. It's hot.
Yeah. Did you receive any specialized training?
No, the only thing in boot camp, you just do your military training, like on fire safety, like how to say, for instance, a good thing was I run in boot camp, and I never knew till I got in boot camp. You got to learn how to swim. You can't swim, you're not going to pass. They'll get rid of you. So you got to pass. And if you don't pass, they'll send you back a week, and then you come back up in a different battalion or division. So they teach you to take your pants off and make a life preserver out of it. You tie the ends up, flip over your back, get air in, tighten it down, and you can float on it. It can save your life. Just that, swimming is an important thing, because in case you're at sea and you get washed overboard or knocked overboard, that could happen. It's have happened. Then, of course, in the boot camp, they train you for firefighting because, the biggest thing that happened on a ship is fire. You got no place to run to. You can't just jump off the boat. And we train in the boot camp to, fight fire. We go to a location I don't know exactly where we're at. It's in northern Illinois, and they got big old barrels they put on fire. Then you go through, put the fire out. So it's intense training. There's no, you deal with live fire, and you got to put it out.
Did you have any fires on the ship?
Small ones, just nothing. But we drilled constantly, over and over. And I wasn't on the drill team for fire, but now it's that drill team. You get out of the way because they come flying through that ship up and down the bulkheads, ladders, and that's what you do. They train constantly for fires.
How did you adapt to the military life, like physical, barracks, and food? It
was pretty easy. It was easier than I thought. Like I said before, if you just do what they tell you to do and don't buck the system, you're going to get along fine. That's what I did. It just pretty fast it tells me, I'm going to have to answer somebody, even he's younger than me and he's got a bigger high pay grade, I got to answer to him. So the big thing was when I got in the military, I gained weight, because you do eat 3 meals a day because you actually work hard. Then also too, you get to know a lot of people from different parts of the United States, and that was always a pretty cool thing too. You become friends. I still have friends even today from not boot camp, but from my ship that I'm still in contact with.
Did you make any enemies while you were in training camp?
No. I mean, it's, like anything, you got to go to school, or you got somebody you don't really care for, or just kind of aggravates you. There's that, because you got such guys you're living with. Somebody's always going to upset you. I'm sorry, they might cut in line, or they bully the way, stuff like that. But you adjust to it and you just grin and bear it. But go on for it.
Where did you serve?
My boot camp was in Great Lakes, Illinois, and I served, and my ship was stationed out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Do you have any memories?
Oh, yeah. In the last couple of weeks, I've been doing research. I brought back a lot of memories. And on the ship, you're living with 360 guys. That's how big my ship was on the USS Dewey, stationed out of Charleston, South Carolina. So once again, you got a small floating city out there in the Atlantic Ocean, and and once again, you sleep with these people every day. But we port. First, we do a lot of training on land, not land, but at port. Then we go out to sea, and there's always training. It's all you do in the military, because they want you to be prepared in case you actually are in a scenario where you have to use one of our ASROCs. That's a system. Back then, it was like a missile system. So you do a lot of training, and even out at sea, you got to have what they call sea trials, where the ship's got to pass certain specs. Then they have people from the military come out on the ship and ride with the ship, make sure they do it right, stuff like that. So it's quite a. It's just not, you don't go on a ship and go for a cruise. You don't. You actually work, even though you're at sea. You actually work every day. You're on watch. You might be on for 12 hours and off 6 hours, and back on 12 hours, off 12 hours. Somebody's always on watch.
What was your first impression?
Holy moly, what I get into. I remember leaving Sparta to fly to South Carolina, and I get to St. Louis Airport, and I forgot my orders. And my orders contained all my papers, my transfer papers, and my airplane ticket. So here I'm in St. Louis without no ticket. Of course, I was military, so they took me aside and they got me a first class. It's so cool, a first class flight to Atlanta, Georgia. And I stayed at a military base there overnight, and they transferred me to Charleston, South Carolina. And I walked down that pier and seen all them big gray ships. My mouth opened up and I got sunburned. I couldn't believe how big they were. But just I'm coming from Sparta, Illinois. Being cornfields and coal mines, and you go there and see these big ships, with all this armament. It's quite impressive. It makes you proud, really. You can be on that ship.
What type of friendships did you form?
A lot. There's a lot of good guys. a lot of good guys. I mean, there's guys said before, I still keep in contact, today. One lives in Illinois. He's a coach, doing real good at state. This matter of fact, in volleyball for girls this year. And my chief petty officer, which is my kind of like a boss in the Navy, he lives in North Carolina. He keeps in contact. Then I have another guy just got recently, about a year ago, we got in contact. Of course, it's all by Facebook. So yeah, I mean, got a lot of good guys. Went to visit their parents, got to go to their homes. I was stationed in Charleston, went to Alabama, spent the night with my friends' parents, great people. Got to learn the Southern hospitality, great food.
How did you stay in touch with friends and family back at home?
Back then we didn't have the, Facebook, we didn't have laptops, we didn't have nothing. So it was just all by mail. And so they had mail calls, just the best day of the week. It might be a couple of days old, weeks old. And especially when you're out at sea, you might not get no mail from home for a month. Because, they have a way, they can transport, they do, but it's not priority.
What did you do for free time?
On a ship, you didn't do nothing but sleep or read. I tell you, you learn how to read lots and lots of books if you want to do that. Listen to music, TV, of course. That's on a ship. When you was at port, my station in Charleston, I lived off base. I lived in a trailer park off base. So it's like a job. You go work at 8, get off at 5, and rest time is your time. So I go to the movie or do laundry, whatever. So it's like, that was kind of a cool part. So really just, if you're overseas in the port, you go exploring. You go check out the local, of course you're a sailor, you go to local bars first, But, and visit the landmarks, stuff like that. So there's always something cool to do.
What was your most memorable experience while serving?
Probably been on the honor guard. I mean, I don't know why. I was on the honor guard a couple times, and we would compete against like Citadel in Charleston, South Carolina, because we never beat them because they were a lot more impressive. But the practice and getting recognized being an honor guard, it's kind of quite an honor. But your peers pick you out to be on this, and of course you practice. You said before where guys walk around and parade and they'll throw the guns back and forth. We didn't do that stuff, of course, but we had rifles, and they weren't real, but different positions you had that gun at, on command. Of course you're all dressed in all your whites. So yeah, I think the honor guard was probably about the highlight of my time.
What do you think of the people that you served with?
They're all heroes. Even ones who serve today, I see some young lady or gentleman in uniform, I'll tell them that they're my hero. And especially I see, even today, when I see a senior citizen, which I am, and a lot of guys, even veterans now, wear a hat that tells them they were a Korean vet, a Vietnam vet, or World War II survivor, or a veteran. I always make sure I tell them I thank them for their services. So yeah, to me, just to recognize anybody in the military in the uniform are my heroes.
What was the highest rank you ever achieved?
In the Navy, they have they call it classifications. They're you get out of boot camp, you're a seaman. That's the lowest you are. That's the lowest pay grade. I don't think that's probably like an E1, maybe, I don't know. Then you get in on your assignment, then you take tests, and you have experience. Then you go up for different pay grades. Mine was an E3. I was called a petty officer third class. A petty officer first class was 2 pay grades higher. So even if you're a petty officer first class, you're like overseeing people. But I was just not the lowest, but wasn't the highest, right in the middle. Just enough that I could allow me to carry a gun when I was on watch. And that's nothing too in the Navy. Even though you're at night at sea, I was talking about watch, or you got an officer, and then you got a petty officer, and then you got a seaman who stand by the plank when you board the ship. And you ask permission, even though you are assigned to that ship. If you leave it, you salute the flag, you come back, you got to ask permission to board the ship. And that petty officer will tell you, or not petty officer, but the officer of the deck will tell you permission granted. So even the ship is at sea, there's always somebody watching that ship. You know, you could not walk on, even though you're a sailor. It's happened many times. We'd be at port, we'd come back in a little buzz, you still had to have permission to go on board that ship.
What type of ships did you serve on?
The ship I was on was called a DDG-45, and what that is a guided missile frigate. It used to be a destroyer, then they reclassified it in the 70s. I don't know why, it's just the same ship, just a different, they just changed the hull number. On the ship is a hull number. When I first got assigned to the USS Dewey, DLG-14, and after a couple of months they reassigned it to DDG-45. So we had carried torpedoes, carried, it's really cool guys, this is really cool in the Navy. I want to say Sparrow missiles, but I could be wrong. That there's 24 of them down in the back of the ship, down the bows of the ship. These are missiles. They're all rotated like a chamber on a pistol, just like that. And they'll call one up or two up. You can launch two at the same time, and them things will go that particular missile go on that track. It just goes on a track. It goes right up to this thing, a launcher. Not launch for pings on what direction you want it. And it's so cool. They'll shoot one or two off because they're very expensive. They just shoot off of practice at middle sea. And it'll burn the deck because it's so intense heat. It'll burn the paint off the deck of the ship. The back way to launch of that. And you can feel that power. Just, you know, you can feel it through your legs and the whole ship just vibrates. It's so cool. I mean, it's just like, you know, you're seeing, you know, a missile. And you're just, you know, feet, you know, yards away from it, and how fast it takes off. We carry it called ASROCs. There's like 12 of them. They're like they seek out submarines. We do a lot of sub chasing subs. And if we had to destroy them, we had equipment to destroy them. You know, then we had the thing called Amount 51. This is back in the old days. They had this big can, like a cannon, but it's just a military for the ship. Big old round with a big old barrel, and they'll shoot these gigantic shells out of that baby. Their armor piercing, they go into his ship on side and explode, you know. So the ship is made for destroy, you know, your enemy.
What was life like on a naval ship?
There's times you like to, you know, strangle somebody because, you know, you're sleeping with people right above you, right below you, right beside you. And, you know, there's times it smell bad, you know. Plus, I said you eat with everybody, you know, you bathe with everybody. You're cooped up for, I think the most we've been out at sea is like 14, 15 days straight. And that's about long enough, you know, before we hit port. Because once you get port, certain groups of guys, they call port starboard, assigned, you can take off on liberty. Or if you get home port, you take off and go home. You know, not home, but home if we stand at. So, you know, you learn how to, you know, you go eat, you know, everybody has their own little gangs, you know, so everybody got along, you know, pretty good. I mean, a lot of card playing. Generally, the morale was pretty good, really. I mean, it just that when the days got long, but, you know, what you do is sleep, you know, because you're going to be on watch. You know, if you're not on watch, you're going to sleep, you know, so. And you're at sea, even though you're not, you know, there's always somebody awake, you know, 24/7, because you're at sea. You know, you're going at night. You know, rely on radar and stuff like that. And it's a little more advanced than it is now. When I was on the ship, though, so it was challenging. I think I made a note about life on the ship here. Let me just look quick, dude. I told you before, the big thing was, and you know, we do a lot of fire drills, you know, and on your spare time, you got, you know, like you have to work on it. If you're not on watch, you do other things like paint. You're always painting the ship because you're in sea, you know, and a lot of salt water. So you do a lot of painting. I think about the Navy, they have a lot of traditions in the Navy. The big thing, and I missed it, I kind of wish I had, but I wasn't on the cruise I did this, it's called, when they cross the equator, this is Navy tradition, you're a polywog, and you got kids, It's usually the fast guy on the ship, and you got to kiss his belly. He's King Neptune. It's tradition, you got to go through slop of garbage, snake through that. Then they have certain traditions. Guys dress up, like women, and not like women, but skirts like that. It's just like if you ever watch McHale's Navy, something like that. It's just it's hysterical. And but you get a card. Once you pass the equator, you get a card, and that's quite an honor in the military, Navy. I mean, to be a polywog. But you got to cross the equator. I never did that. The big thing too was when I went overseas, the different ports I landed in. So that was neat. So really, the Navy life on the ship was, if you adjust to it, it wasn't that bad. But if you couldn't adjust to it, they'll get rid of you.
What were your duties on board the ship?
I was a signalman, third class. Basically, what I did all the time was either I slept or was on watch, or make sure we keep our area clean. We was right behind, excuse me, right behind the ship's bridge. That was the captain at when he was on deck. The officer's duty was on deck there. So the bridge is that's the brain of the ship. And so if you go under attack, in my position, I was stationed behind the bridge. I was a signalman. That's when you watch they don't have them anymore. If you watch these old movies, World War II movies or whatever, you see guys hitting that light, flashing that light, Morse code. That's what I did. We would talk with lights. We could talk with our hands, hand signals to different sailors across, they could see us, or by flags. So I was in communication. But under attack, say by a jet, my lifespan expectancy was like 47 seconds if they went after the bridge. Because they want to go, when they're under attack, they aim for the bridge. Basically, well, it's like deer hunting, you go, aim for the side. But that's where everybody's at. That's the command center, is the bridge. So that's where the captain's at. Even the admiral could be on the bridge. You take that out, you got the ship, the ship ain't going nowhere, because it controls everything. So, and they have the IC unit and IC unit, it's the radar system. So back then the radar was pretty high tech back then, but you look at it now, it's pretty obsolete.
Did you see naval combat, and if so, how often?
No, I lucked out. I didn't see no naval combat, but what we did when I was in the Navy, we chased around the Soviets. Even though it's peacetime, when we go overseas, I say overseas into the Mediterranean, we'd be around Turkey, Greece, Spain, and we just, find out there's a Russian sub in the vicinity or a ship. We go follow them. We just spy on them. We see them and we write it down. In the military, the Navy, they have every ship, every country's have, and you go through the records, you try and grab that ship, or you draw it so that ship looks like, and you report it to the commanding officer of the day, whatever. That's all we did. We just chased the Russians around. They chased us around. That's all. But never had no combat. And also, too, when I was in the Navy, they sent a flotilla out, and my flotilla is, now this has been years ago, there's an aircraft carrier, and I can't remember how many other ships would be along with an aircraft carrier. They make the cruise for 6 months in the Mediterranean. They just patrol the Mediterranean, be ready when they needed us, Like Somalia, I never had that, but there's times when the ship will go down Somalia, or Grenada, there's a naval ship down there. If they need you, we can be there. The Navy can be there. Not right now, but over a day or two, they'll be there. And back then, when I was military, they might have, I don't know. They could shoot missiles a sub could shoot a missile out of the water and on land. And of course, back when I was in the Navy, it was more for support for landing. Say if you have men, say if he was in a foreign country and is under attack, we can bomb him, not bomb, but we could send out shells on land, so to provide cover for them. But we followed a Kennedy around, and Last I checked, it's just sitting in Boston. They're needing money to make it a museum. But it's pretty cool because you get to see the pilots, especially at nighttime. It was so cool watching jet planes come in at nighttime and hitting that deck. You know, these pilots are trying to aim on a football field, about the size of 5 football fields, and the ship is rocking up and down. You imagine trying to land a jet on that, you know. So yeah, it was pretty interesting.
What were the living conditions like?
How you made it, you know, as long as you keep it, you know. The condition wasn't the best, you know, because you have no privacy. You live in a little bunk, you know.
Where were you when your period of service was up?
Last place I was in Spain, I think. No, I really can't remember. I took a train to Spain to catch a flight, come back to the United States, because we just go back, finish up a tour, and we had to cross the Atlantic back, and it takes 11 days by ship. I flew back because I had time on the books, like vacation days, and I used them and flew back. And by flying back, you would get the military discount. So that's about it. I can't remember what country I was in, but I remember leaving Madrid, Spain, flying out of there.
How did you return home?
I came out, I got a Navy, came back here, got my car, drove back to Sparta, and I didn't plan on living here, but I ended up living here, you know.
How were you received by your family and community?
Back then, of course, family is always family, you know, blood thicker than water, so I'm really glad it's all back in one piece. But the community back that area in the 70s, the Vietnam War just finished, and even during that time, it was an unpopular war, so anybody in the military was not very popular, you know. So I was not received as a hero as they would receive today as a hero, you know. Back then they called us baby killers. We just fighting an unpopular war.
How did you readjust to the civilian life?
Pretty easy. That was really easy. Didn't have to listen to get up. They might tell you what to do. Unless you got married. But you know, then you had that experience behind you. You know, the government's going to pay me to go to school, which I did. The government paid me I bought a house through the VA, and they'll even bury me even today if I had no insurance. They would bury me. Or if I had no medical insurance, I'd go to the VA in Marion, and they would take care of me. So by joining the military, even when it's peacetime, you know, I'm still not a military person, but I still have the rights as a veteran. I can go to Rights, I go to Buckeyes, and I get 10% discount because I'm a veteran. I got a veteran card. So, a little perk, but you know, I serve my country. You know, I'm proud of it. You know, I think everybody should go to the military.
Was anything different when you came back?
Well, Sparta was not my hometown, so Sparta was like a new adventure for me. This is in the 70s, so it was all new to me when I came to Sparta.
Have you remained in contact with your friends?
Yes, got several of them I keep in contact. Matter of fact, I'll contact them tonight to let them know what I did today.
Do you remember of any veteran organizations?
No. Try to join the local VFW, but I'm not no veteran of a foreign war. So, but I think I can in a way because I did receive the National Defense Ribbon. That's what they issue when you're in Vietnam. And the Vietnam War considered was over, all the stuff was over in 1975. And I went in the military in 74, so I qualified for that ribbon. So I'll be considered like a Vietnam vet. Yeah, you know, but I did not fight in Vietnam, but I'm considered that.
What have you done since separating from the military?
Get married, pay a mortgage, raise kids.
If you had the choice, would you ever go back?
Oh yeah. I wish I knew a lot now. I knew back then I did, and that's at the hindsight. Everybody says that, but like I said before, the last couple of days going through all the stuff, I brought back fond memories. But I can imagine somebody as a veteran that went through a war, fought a war, would not be fun. It would not be pleasant memories. But mine have all been pleasant memories.
Would you ever choose a different branch?
You know, Air Force maybe? I don't know. I've had a friend who was in the Army and then joined the Air Force and retired. I don't know. I mean, the Navy is good 'cause I got to see the world, but if you live on a ship, you know, I get old too.
How did your service experiences affect your life?
In a way, not much. It's pretty much you do put your foot forward every day, but always proud to be that veteran. Always proud, you know. I make sure my flag, I got a flag that flies. I'm always proud to be a veteran. Let people know. You know.
Is there any skills you learned back in the military that you use today?
No, there's nothing. Well, communications. I'm sorry to get back. I've always been in communications. When I got out of the military, I was in communications. I retired from the communications. So yes, I did learn a trade in the military. Of course, there's no job around here that you go out and use your hands for signals or you wave flags or Morse code. But I was in communications, and that's why I stayed in my whole career.
So you would say the communications is the most valuable?
For me, it was. That's what I retired on.
How did your military services impact your feelings about war?
Well, I never did get fight a war, but I think now, when Vietnam War was going on, I did not want to go. I did not want to go. I just liked that when the war ended. If I had to go, I would have gone. You know. But guys, you're doing 19 years old, and you got bullets flying towards you, people, your buddy blown up right next to you. It's got to be a scary world. I don't think I don't ever want to experience that, but many people have. Or come back, Maine. You know, what we see today from my veterans in Afghanistan, Iraq, how they come home with one limb, two limbs gone, and what they got to live through. You know, and they get very little help from the government anymore. You know, that's really emotional. So, but my time is peacetime, so my emotions are pretty good.
What message would you like to leave for future generations?
Respect the flag. You know, we live in the best place in the whole world. We really do. You know, I got to see the world and I see what it was like. And there's a lot of people, and there still is a lot of the third world. I was looking through pictures today. So I showed us a picture of the camel, the guy with the camel on stuff. So just be proud to be American.
Is there anything you feel like we haven't discussed?
No, I think you guys did a great job. I'm really content with it.
Would you like to add anything to this interview?
How much time we got left?
Well, we've got some time.
Really? How time we got? So we're doing good?
Yeah.
We got it? Okay, I'm done.
All right.